Ken and Grace were having lunch one day at a fancy restaurant that had butcher paper on the tables, and they were discussing, we need to build a winery, and we want to build the winery that's perfect for Pinot Noir. So they took a pen and they sketched the perfect building on this tablecloth, and this is the sketch.
Oh my word.
And they ripped that sketch off the table. But that is the original actual sketch, and that's where the facility you're standing in got its humble beginnings.
Wow, from this sketch on a piece of butcher
paper on a table. And they handed that sketch to an architect who sketched this sketch.
Right.
And then from this sketch, they were able to build the building.
Wow.
And it is a facility that is entirely dedicated to Pinot Noir. Gentle treatment, handling with the utmost care, because it's pretty important. I mean, we have a saying here at Domaine Serene that Pinot Noir remembers everything you do to it. So our job is to get it off the vine and get it into the bottle without giving it any emotional scars.
Right.
So one of the things I think that makes Domaine Serene so interesting from a farming perspective is there's a couple of things, but the biggest is sustainability. You hear a lot of talk about organic and biodynamic, and for me in particular and for us, it's about doing what's right for the land itself. So we have created sort of our own internal distinction, which is sustainable farming practices. And what that means is just taking care of the land that's been taking such good care of you. And a couple of things that jump right out. Number one is dry farming. I can't emphasize the importance of dry farming. We do not irrigate here. We take what the land gives us and what the weather gives us and work with that. Irrigation is just not a natural process. You're introducing something into the land that's not naturally there. So we just try to take good care of the fruit, and hopefully it'll take care of us. But all the land that you see is certainly plantable, but we don't. Another sustainable farming practice is to leave as much of the land unplanted as you plant, so that the land takes care of itself.
Sure.
If you rip up all the trees and all of the foliage on a piece of land and just plant grapes, well, all of the beneficial bugs and all of the beneficial wildlife leaves, and the only thing that stays behind are things that eat grapes.
Right, so you take away from the balance that's normally there.
You're creating an artificial ecosystem, which it works for you in the short term, but in the long term, you'll have issues with that. So we leave as much unplanted, if not more, than we plant. We own 450 acres of land here, and only 150 are planted to grapes.
Wow.
As a great example of that, we don't have a lot of problems with rodents or pests, because we've got a family of coyotes that lives in that thicket over there. They've been here since I've been here. I've seen generations of them playing in the courtyards. You see them in the morning. They take care of a lot of the rodent issues for us. And unfortunate for us, coyotes don't eat grapes.
Right.
So we're in pretty good shape. But the Evanstads are big believers in keeping this area zoned and used and perfect for farming. They don't want to see it become a Walmart or an IKEA superstore.
Right.
So all this land is in an agricultural trust, and it will be farmland, hopefully wine growing land, long after I'm gone, and certainly hopefully longer than that. So
nice.
When I think about all of the things we do to make the wines the way we make them, and the attention to detail, and that almost relentless pursuit of quality, I have to remind myself that every person who tries an Oregon wine, no matter where they are in the world, at some point it's going to be their first time trying that wine, and we only get that shot once. We only get that one shot, and we don't want to blow it, so it's worth the effort.